Hi, now that we have created our own account and logged in, you will see that under your login user account, you can click on the arrow here and you can of course update your profile, go to some settings, and you can click on my stuff. When you click on my stuff, you come to this page that shows you all the projects that you have created. For now, if you don't have anything, you should see it as empty. If you have, then you probably see it there. Okay, so let's go ahead to create our first project. Okay, you can either click it, start from by clicking it over here, or if you go back to your main Scratch homepage after you sign in, okay, you can also directly click the create button over here, okay, on the left hand side. So both brings you to the same page, which is the project editor page. So let's have a look. As you have seen, Scratch programming is wholly online. Okay, so you do not need to download or install any particular software or development tool. Okay, you just need to make sure you have a good internet connection and you're good to go. Okay, so I have always been using Chrome browser. You can always try other browsers and see how they work. Okay, so when you start off your first project, okay, and this is what basically the landing page, okay, and by default you will see the Scratch cat here. That is the default starting page for you to start developing your own project. Now let's have a look at this page and understand how the layout is. This first section here is what we call the stage. Okay, so this stage is where you put all your different components. In Scratch they call it sprites. Okay, so every sprite that you add, okay, so for example this cat here is considered a sprite. You can click it and move it anywhere you want on the stage, okay, and it will just stay there, okay, wherever you click and drop it. This is the first part of your development environment here. The just right below that you see this section called sprites. So whenever you add a new sprite, okay, as you can see I can add new sprites, it will all appear here. Okay, so every sprite you can think of it as a object, okay, or a component that I'm going to add onto my screen. Okay, so that is the stage and the sprite. In the middle here, what you see are things that you can do, basically the programming uh, or the codes that you can sort of put in place for the sprites that you have on your stage. Okay, so for every sprite that I put on my stage, I can do certain actions. And the very interesting part about this is you can actually just click on any of this here right now and you can see the effect on the sprite here. Okay, so for example, if I click on this first block here, says move 10 steps. If I click on it, you will see that my sprite just moved 10 steps. Okay, so let me click on it again. Okay, if I click on this, it says turn 15 degrees. Okay, so it turns 15 degrees clockwise. The other button turn 15 degrees anti-clockwise. Okay, so you can see that you can actually see the effect of the various blocks just by clicking on it. Okay, and all of this, as you can see, is related to motion. That means the movement of the sprite. And there are a lot of things that you can do with each sprite, okay, as highlighted here. So you can change the look. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to say hello for 2 seconds, click on this, so hello pops up. Okay, I can make it play sounds. Okay, it can also do some drawing or shading. Okay, there are things like data, which will come to that. Events, okay, events are used when I want to capture a user input. For example, if a space button is pressed or the backdrop changes and so on. Control, we will come to that in another video where we will talk about repetition, decision making, okay, in your program flow. Sensing is quite a good tool where you can sort of sense if, for example, if I click on this sprite or if it touches a particular color and so on. Operators are for a lot of maybe mathematical and logical operations. and a few other things you can do here by adding blocks or extensions. Okay, so that is the scripts tab here. You also have costumes. Okay, you can play around and you can add more costumes. The sprites that are given by default in Scratch, for most of them you have more than one costume, so you can actually sort of make the sprite change costume while it is moving around the stage. Okay, you also have sounds. Okay, so you can add sounds and you can play it whenever maybe the sprite hits a wall or something like that. Okay, so that is the whole section on the all activities or events associated with the sprites. And this right section here that is currently empty is the place where you do your code. Okay, the block based coding. Okay, so this sort of gives you a nice introduction to the environment that you get, okay, once you start a new project. Okay, in our next project we're going to create the first block based code to make this sprite cat sort of move around. Okay, and we will see how we can do that by utilizing the various scripting blocks that we just saw here. Okay, so in the next video we're going to be writing our first block based code. Thank you.